unmask the real enemies behind the curtain. We cannot remove every governance through protests and vote of no confidence. My brothers and sisters of Papua New Guinea, my fellow activists, creators, thinkers, and warriors of truth, today I stand before you with fire in my chest and sorrow in my heart, but also with conviction in my voice. For too long, we have cried out against our governments. We have marched on the streets, carried banners, faced the barrels of police rifles, and spilled blood demanding change. We shouted against Sir Julius Chan during the Bougainville crisis, when the land of Panguna bled and our own people turned weapons on each other. We shouted against Sir Makir Marauda when World Bank and IMF reforms threatened to strip our people of their land and privatize our birthright. We shouted against the Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare, the founding father, when he was removed through a vote of no confidence. We shouted against Peter O'Neill, and now once more, we raise our voices against James Marap. But my people, how many times will we do this dance? How many times will we topple governments only to find ourselves poorer, weaker, and more divided? How many times will we keep barking at the puppets, while the puppeteers, the true enemies, remain in the shadows, laughing at our blindness? The truth is this: the disease of corruption is not born in Wagani alone. It is fed, watered, and nurtured by forces hiding behind the curtains, foreign interests, corporations, bankers, and neo-colonial agents who manipulate our leaders like chess pieces on a board. Every time we remove a prime minister, every time we celebrate a vote of no confidence, we think we have won. But have we? Look at our country today. The Kina is falling. Inflation is choking us. Jobs are disappearing. Land is being stolen, and our resources are plundered. Tell me, what has really changed? The names in Parliament change, but the system remains the same. We celebrate as if victory has been achieved, but we are only changing the mask of the same beast. And while we fight among ourselves, while we accuse our own leaders, the true culprits, the foreign cartels, the economic hitmen, the neo-colonial powers, continue to manipulate, profit, and exploit. This is why I say to you, do not waste all your energy blaming James Marap, Peter O'Neill, or any single leader. For the enemy is not just the man sitting in the Prime Minister's chair. The enemy is the system of manipulation built by outsiders and sustained by traitors within. Neo-colonialism is not a word from textbooks. It is the reality we live in every day. Look around you. The World Bank and IMF write the policies that tell us how to use our land. Foreign corporations mine our gold, drill our oil, cut our forests, and ship away our wealth while our villages remain in darkness. Economic advisors, paid by outsiders, sit in our government offices and whisper into the ears of our leaders. Foreign governments claim to be our partners, but in truth, they hold the chains of dependency, aid money, loans, grants, and military influence. This is the prison we are in. And until we recognize it, until we call it out, we will forever keep attacking our own while the real criminals live free. This is where you, my brothers and sisters, content creators, writers, musicians, filmmakers, TikTok voices, Facebook warriors, YouTube educators, must rise. You hold the new weapon of our time, the power of media. You are the storytellers of this generation, and it is your duty, your responsibility, to expose the real enemies. Stop repeating the narrative they want you to repeat. Stop focusing only on the leaders they put in front of you. Start tracing the strings. Who funds these policies? Who benefits when our Kina collapses? Who profits when landowners lose control of their forests and mines? Who gains when our youth cannot find jobs and are forced into cheap labor for foreign companies or sent to Australia and New Zealand for fruit picking? The people behind the curtains do not want you to see them. They want you to stay distracted, always blaming the face in front of you. They want you divided, tribalized, and fighting among yourselves through protests and vote of no confidences. But if you, the content creators, shine the light on the shadows, the truth will spread faster than their lies. Let us unite for the bigger fight. We cannot keep removing governments and expect salvation. That is like cutting leaves from a weed while its roots grow deeper, or like burning the whole chasing a single rat. The time has come to strike at the roots. Let's demand economic sovereignty by rejecting foreign-dictated reforms that sell our land, exposing multinational corporations who rob us of our gold, oil, gas, and forests, educating our people about the global systems of control, debt traps, trade manipulation, and neo-colonial exploitation. Demanding transparency not just from our leaders, but also from the foreign institutions that hold them hostage. Our protest should not only be outside Parliament House, our protest should also be against the foreign embassies and corporations that write our policies from hidden boardrooms. Remember, Bougainville was not just a crisis of bad leadership. It was a crisis born from foreign greed, from mining giants who cared more about profits than human life. Remember, the land reforms and privatization schemes were not born in PNG. They were dictated by Washington and Canberra. Every crisis we have faced was not just about our leaders' failures. It was about outside powers pulling the strings. Until we see this, we are like blind men punching at the air. So I stand here today to call upon all Papua New Guinean content creators, activists, and truth-tellers. Shift your target, widen your vision, unmask the real culprits. Do not stop holding our leaders accountable, but also do not stop at them. Go deeper, investigate, question, expose. Show the people that the struggle is bigger than Marape, O'Neill, Somari, or Marauda. Show the people that the struggle is against neo-colonial powers who hide behind the curtain, bleeding us dry. If we fail to do this, then I tell you now, we will remove Marape today, only to remove the next leader tomorrow, and the next one after that, while the real enemy keeps control. But if we succeed, if we unite, if we rise, if we expose the shadows, then we can finally break free from this endless cycle. We can finally take back control of our resources, our economy, and our destiny. Papua New Guinea, the land of 1,000 tribes, the land of heroes who carried the wounded as fuzzy-wuzzy angels, the land rich with gold, oil, fish, and fertile soil. You were not born to be poor. You were not born to beg. You were not born to be chained by outsiders. So rise up. Rise up not only against corruption in Waigani, but also against the hidden hands in Washington, Canberra, London, and Beijing. Rise up not only against the failures of your leaders, but against the puppeteers who control them. The time for ignorance is over. The time for distraction is over. The time for unity and truth has come. Content creators, activists, warriors of this digital age, arm yourselves with knowledge. Sharpen your words like swords, and let us fight the real war. The war against neo-colonialism. Only then will we stop this endless cycle of betrayal. Only then will PNG be truly free. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to PNG Ways Fighting Neo-Colonialism in Greater Melanesian tribes from the mountains of West Papua to the islands of New Caledonia spreading along the South Pacific Oceans. God bless Papua New Guinea, and may truth light our way.